Hi, it's Jack Ballou. Thanks for joining me at my YouTube channel again. I've had some questions from students on how to do the tail pull, or sometimes called the tail traction. It's an exercise that I recommend pretty frequently because it's so easy to do, and I find that most horses really like it. So remember that the tail is an extension of the spine, and one of the things a tail traction is beneficial for is developing stability in the horse's small spinal muscles alongside the vertebrae, because what you're doing is activating them in a gentle manner. So you just start by lifting the tail straight out from the horse's back. Some horses, if they're quite tight or stiff or nervous, they'll want to clamp their tail at this point. So this is the first place you would try to get, is just to comfortably be able to lift the tail out here without pulling it. You wait for the horse to relax, and that might happen in a couple of seconds. It might take longer than that. It might take you a couple days if your horse is quite tight in the back or has had like a sacrum injury. Once you can comfortably lift the tail out here, then you would, and if the horse fidgets around like Diamante's doing, you kind of just move with them to stay in your straight behind them alignment. And then you would just apply very gentle traction, so you're only pulling with maybe 1 pound of pressure, maybe even less. It's not more than that. It's not like you grab the tail and try to yank it off. It's that if you imagine if you had a tail and somebody just applied very gradual drawing outward tension, holding on the tail bone. I'm not down here on the hairs of the tail. And if the horse relaxes into it, what you'll want to see is the Diamante starting to relax into it here. And they can rest a foot, that's okay. They'll gently pull against you. You might see some licking and chewing and yawning like he just did there, which is a sign of releasing. And once you get a sign of release, you might feel them sigh or exhale. I usually hold it for about 30 seconds and then gently release the tail back down like such. You don't want to let it go like a rubber band, right? So this can help with stability, activating the stabilizing muscles. That's a good release. It also helps keep the spinal joints loose and with good spacing. So sometimes when there's spinal crowding, it can affect the horse's movement and cause them to be uncomfortable. So it can also help just with maintaining spinal joint spacing and overall comfort. And again, if you think about doing it for about 30 seconds to 1 minute a day, that's a good rule of thumb. So thanks for tuning in, and you can check out some of my other YouTube channels for equine fitness tips. This has been Jack Ballou.